Welcome back, everybody. We've got episode 7 today. I can't believe it's been 6 episodes complete, on to episode 7. Very, very excited today to have Addison Collingsworth here with us from Simply Smart Homes right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Addison is the owner of Simply Smart Homes, and we'll just dive right in and talk a little bit about who you are. You're from Lincoln, maybe give a little bit of a personal background, and then we'll dive into your business, just the challenges of COVID, and talk about all the good stuff.
So, like you mentioned, I've been working here in Lincoln, Nebraska with Simply Smart Homes for almost 5 years, 4-ish, depending on when you count. Started out at the end of college. So out of college, I kind of wanted to do something on my own. I had kind of ambitions for marketing originally because that was my degree, but I decided, I want to kind of fall in the family tradition and do my own business, right? With all its highs and lows.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll tackle this. So I decided that, I'd try this out, and it just so happened around that time my grandparents they were at Wilderness Ridge out there, and my grandpa actually got it when it was like dirt hills in a trailer, right? So they were out there early, right? But anyway, they had been out there forever. They were struggling. Grandma was a fall risk, and my grandpa left his truck running in his garage and would close the door all the time. Scary stuff. So parents wanted a solution. I was a nerd, and I still am, and techie. So I decided that, you know what? I'm going to try some technology solutions for this. I was able to do things like open the garage door on command, set off an alarm, call the police, call us, make sure that my grandma, if she was fell somewhere, and my grandpa, who's deaf, basically deaf, couldn't hear her, she could get us. It worked well. So I decided that as more people, like family and friends and then acquaintances and then people I'd actually never met started asking to do this, well, I should figure out a way to monetize this and make it into business. But even in the last 10 years it's become a thing, but even 4 or 5 years ago, there wasn't a market for this. No one knew how to sell it other than just I'll call my handyman and he'll install my Ring doorbell or whatever, right? So I had to figure that out, and then I started off doing just that. I was a techie handyman, right? And then it evolved a little bit, and I realized that I could do security systems too, because Ring has this good security system and automations and all this techie stuff, right? But then things took a drastic shift come at the beginning of or the end of 2019, Man, I get COVID so confused.
Yeah, you're good.
Anyway, 2019, 2020. Yeah, that bridge, right?
Let's back up. What year did you guys start?
2017 in college. Officially 2018 is when it's an LLC.
And you started, and you were only by yourself for
Yes.
for
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just a one-man operation with contract workers for a while until 2 years ago, about a year and a half.
Okay.
So
you were doing well, things were moving forward, and then COVID, bam.
Yeah, we hit the I remember specifically because how much it hurt afterward. It was 4 straight months of some of the best revenue we had ever had, right?
And you're like, this is too good to be true.
Yes,
right?
It was fantastic, right? And I was new guy with the business that was doing better than either I thought or probably I understood how rare that was. And so I decided that, this is the time where I gotta, blitz. I gotta advertise. I'm the only person in this space in the whole town, so I gotta, get an office space now, get a vehicle, and a lot of big expenditures that, frankly, even if COVID wasn't coming around the corner, would have been a bad idea. So that happened, and then right when 2020 started, COVID happened. Best 4 months of revenue, and it tanked. And it hurt because a lot of, as you can attest, a lot of building, construction in general, yard work, anything to do with home remodeling was booming because people had to stay at home and they had cash. But the problem is that exactly what I was offering wasn't speaking to what they needed.
Or they were probably trying to do it themselves.
Yes, and it's DIY, right?
They didn't need you.
And I didn't.
They didn't think they needed you.
And I didn't know who I was targeting too. My demographic. I was new enough that there was a market for what I was doing, but it wasn't the age group I was marketing to. So that didn't help. Things kind of went south. But I was in the new space. I had a lease. I had this vehicle. I told myself I wanted an employee, so I got an employee. Luckily, he's been good enough to stay around, even through the hard times.
And he does more of your field work?
Yes,
I'll call
yeah.
it field install work?
We both do everything, really, because it's just a two-man operation. But he lives to do the installations and stuff, and he's awesome at it. And whenever I'll get itchy and I want to go out too, and he'll want to be at the office, but that's kind of usually how it breaks out. But no, he's awesome. He does everything too. But yeah, so he came along, and luckily, he helped show me at a time in my life where I was very, the business was like, my brand was me, right? I came to realize that Simply Smart Homes was kind of my identity, as like, this is how I find my value and my worth, and like, I need to prove something for myself, and this is who I am. Like, if that doesn't work, it's a reflection of a personal failure of me, right? And unfortunately, it's pride. I mean, pride, ego.
The first few years for me is the same exact way.
Yeah,
took everything extremely personal.
Yes, and it influences your decisions.
Yeah, complete caring individual, and very, very hard.
Yeah, so I would just rack my brain over like situations where a customer would be mad at me, but not even like mad. Like, there's a difference between really mad,
or
like
you
you're
took
in trouble,
it as they were mad,
but I took it as that.
But
right?
they really were just like maybe asking you a question that you took personal.
Yeah. Every little problem was a 5-alarm fire, right? So I was at that point, and he was able to come in, and through a lot of personal change and everything through my life, I realized that like, I need to separate me from the business, and the business can do well, and I could do well personally, but they reflect each other in so much that like, I run the business, but it's not me, right? And so that complete separation happened, and then through that, we realized that like, oh, we've got to reinvent ourselves and figure out things during COVID, what's selling, what's not, what's working. And part of that came like, okay, what am I doing that's hindering the business? Like, real honest truth. What am I doing that's hurting this? And there was a lot besides the expenses and everything. But I realized that like, through that process of rebuilding ourselves 2-3 times when the phones weren't ringing, realized that like, oh, let's go through all our inventory, like every sale we've ever made. Let's go through product by product. Just
see what is making you your ROI. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Like, just all the products. And we went from like hundreds of products down to like, I think 20 at that time, 15. And we realized that we're a security company. That's what we're selling. As fun as it is to walk in a room and be like, oh, I want when the lights to turn on and the TV to set itself and the volume to be this, but only on a Monday morning and at this situation when it's not raining. Like, that's cool, but 99% of people don't care.
Right.
And we're not making money on that.
Yeah.
What they care about...
One of my favorite quotes, like, and this is very, very tricky, but the riches are in the niches.
Yes.
And so that's where I think of when you're saying that, like, dial it in, find that specific product or scope for you, and dial it in, get really good at it, and it'll just come.
Exactly, and then I came to that because some advice from my dad, who also built homes. He did townhomes for a long time, and he told me advice his own father gave him about like, hey, you can do custom homes, and like you have to really know what you're doing, or you can do the same home over and over again, and you process down to like perfect and make money that way.
And that's what they did.
Yeah, it was the same house, so it's townhomes, right? But yeah, you have to know your process, and you have to understand like not only what's making money, but like what you can offer the customer as customization and not.
Right.
And we were literally everything under the sun we could do for you, but with all those came extra tools, extra learning, extra processes. And so all these tools would sit around not making us money. All this knowledge would not be used. So yeah, we became Smart Security. So we decided that we're going to maximize our time to delivery. So you could call us up, and we've had people that I know now, business associates that we've done their businesses for, we've done homes, where it'd be like, you can call us up in the morning, and if we don't have anything scheduled that afternoon, we've got all the products in place. We can come in at 1 o'clock, install a complete security system in your entire business or home, and be done by 5, teach you how to use it, and have you rolling. Not
be 4, 5, 6 weeks out.
No, just like immediate, right? Like fast food, but for home security. And cameras, the whole system, 9 yards, keypads, all the traditional stuff. And so we just decided that this is DIY equipment, but there's a niche where people don't have time or the knowledge to know what to get, or there's just too many. There's too many products. And like, we'll provide it in a very fast, easy to use way. There's the monthly contract it's not a contract, it's month to month. You can cancel whenever you want, right? Yeah. So yeah, we just found a product or a market there, and we ran with it.
So security.
Yeah,
That's
so that
pretty much
was
it.
security was it, and then as we really got that down to a key and like productized a service, really, it's just like here's one set price, here's everything it comes with. We'll roll on this, and we started getting back into doing a house or like homes, new construction and existing houses, but in the same mindset of like this is a package.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want a smart home? This is a smart home.
Yeah.
Because
the choice ABC or whatever it is.
Yeah, and the idea being that like you don't want so many choices. It's already overwhelming with all the stuff out there. You want it very specific.
What brand? Is it Wi-Fi? Is it cable? Is it, all that?
Yeah. So it's just like, no, we do smart home packages now, and the security is a part of that. But basically, if you want, say, like a simply smart home, it would be like, okay, perfect internet. There's no dead spots, Wi-Fi issues. Netflix never buffers. All like your lighting is controlled by your voice or by like timers or schedules, whatever you want. All your entertainment is also voice controlled and really effortlessly tied into everything. And your security system, you have eyes, like your home follows you in your pocket. You can pull it out, you can look at the cameras, you can arm and disarm the system, lock doors, everything, right? And that's a smart home. So we just realized that people want this, but they don't know where to start. And then even if they do know where to start, time and knowledge of installing is an issue. So we just overcome all those hurdles and just, we like to, at the beginning, and I still think of this sometimes, to like be a general contractor for your tech in your house.
Right.
So
if someone wants
issues.
a smart switch, we'll just for using one example, whether if you walk in or you talk to the light, you guys don't actually do that right now. But you would tell them who to call?
So no, we do install it. So
you're still doing this?
So we used to do consult and like individual device install, but now it's just like top down. You want a smart house? Everything, we'll do it.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. And we do it as a product. So it's not like, oh, well, you have to just only do networking, only do utilities or entertainment, whatever.
Got it.
We just be like, oh, here's your entire house, exactly how you want it. Here's the price. Here's how long it will take us. Usually we'll get it installed within a week or two of the house closing.
Right.
If it's a new construction, for example.
Yeah. So do you prefer doing new construction where
it's easier?
You get the studs and
less attics with insulation to crawl through and things like that.
Itchy.
Yes. Yeah. So, but we can do it with both. One of the advantages of starting with my grandparents with their existing house and finding so many solutions for different problems is all of our solutions work either wirelessly, so in an existing home where you can't run new wires in the walls or it's prohibitive, like brick or cement or whatever, or wired. And wired, there's advantages for sure, and if you can run them during new construction, awesome. But if we can't, we also have tons of options for that.
Yeah.
So we have the flexibility to do both, which is really nice.
So do you feel like there is an advantage over wired Ethernet, we'll call it?
Yeah.
What was it called? PoE?
Yeah, PoE, power over Ethernet.
Power over Ethernet
for cameras.
Or
other stuff too.
Yeah, or wireless. Is there? Do you feel like they're doing the same thing? Or?
Yeah, so I think the big difference is we found we've seen some people with immaculate homes. They're just amazing, right? But then they move in, and when they get to a certain size or scale, or even an average size house, like unfortunately the cable companies, Allo being the best in town, they actually do a decent job. But the traditional ones that we used to be stuck with here in Lincoln for a long time, right? They'll go unnamed. They tend to just chuck a router in the basement and a cement foundation basement in the corner because it's the easiest place to run a wire.
Yep.
And then your Wi-Fi is terrible, right? So what we facilitate a lot is not only the equipment they need to make sure that their Wi-Fi is good throughout their whole house, but also the wiring to get the antennas to the spot. So instead of the antenna and the modem and the router and all these pieces of equipment being one item that sits in the corner in some room in your basement
that no one uses.
That no one uses, yeah. And then we separate it out. So the brains are in the basement. The actual antennas that send the signal are around your house in important spots. So that's really the foundation of every smart home we do. Because it doesn't matter if you have all this cool gadgets and lights and like everything does what you want, even the security system. If your internet isn't working, well, it's all for naught. Right. So that's the first step for us. So we try to really nail that, make sure that customers are super happy. And we have a partnership with Allo because they deliver fiber and they're awesome in town. We like to help them out so they get easier connections to customer and the customer's experience is smoother, so they appreciate it.
They're fairly quick on the new construction.
Exactly.
They think about, like you said, the router location or modem.
Yeah, and we can work with them and do it, set it up for a customer ourselves too, and yeah, it works well.
So do you? Couple questions. Do you have a specific brand that you prefer, or maybe you can't say that today, but like is Ring a good, not good? What would you what would you recommend for someone if they are looking at getting 4 cameras for their house, wireless, and maybe they want to do it themselves? So we're here, again, we're here to help all of you listeners and people that are watching. What would you recommend them doing? I mean, besides calling you, of course. That's number one. But if they want to try it at home, is Ring good? What's the best one out there?
Yeah. So we really like Ring or Amazon, Alexa, those product ecosystem. Mainly because Amazon has shown an aptitude for creating new devices that meet specific needs and continually updating them. Google has a nasty habit, and I used to have a personal Google home security system that's discontinued now, and like things like that. So Google has amazing speakers and displays and stuff, but as far as security, I don't like their habit of yanking the cord on stuff. Personally, and there's lots of other security camera brands.
If you could tell someone that's listening right now, you'd rather see them go like Amazon Alexa route and Ring.
I think
they talk together very well.
Exactly, yeah. And there's ways, like some people I know are probably thinking, well, like with Ring security, like if you have a smart camera, for example, in your home, there's ways that when we set up like a home network and Wi-Fi for people, we'll set it up so that like devices like cameras and locks and whatever else, if they're on Wi-Fi even, are like separated from the main house and for security. But honestly, the biggest security step you can take if you have smart cameras or any smart devices that have access to your house in any way is just really strong passwords and something called two-factor authentication, which as a business owner, you've definitely heard of it, but as a homeowner, maybe not. But basically just you get a text to your phone whenever someone logs in with your account from a new device. And so even if they guess your password, if your password is let me in 123, they have to have that text from your phone to get in. So it's the basic way that you can secure all your stuff, because most people, when they talk about getting hacked, they guess your password.
And I just saw something on the news actually this morning about Russia they're claiming they're going to get into our systems and do a major cyber attack. Who knows? We'll see.
I mean, there's a lot of scary buzzwords in the digital security word, but basically for personal security, if you get anything like a Ring camera, a Ring doorbell, whatever else, just make sure you got a good password. And even if you have a password that's okay enough, make sure you have text sent to you. In fact, Ring makes you by default now. You have to go out of your way to disable it. So as long as you have that,
we're setting it up on some of our stuff here. My brother's in the technology world too, and he's like, "You better be getting that." So we didn't have it on our personal banking stuff, our app. We turned it on about a month ago. Sometimes it's a pain, but it's like, it's worth it. I'd rather have that little 30-second pain than deal with someone stealing all of our stuff.
It just takes one moment of getting an email notification from whatever brand that like, oh, your password's been compromised, and you've been like, oh, good, I haven't got a text, so they can't get in my phone. Like, they haven't even tried yet, right? So that peace of mind is worth it. So. But,
very good. So if someone wants to reach you, so I guess real quick, do you guys work only in the Lincoln area, within like 30 miles of Lincoln?
Within 30 minutes, miles-ish.
Okay. Do you guys go into Omaha?
We haven't. If you had, if you're in Omaha right now and you're watching this and you're considering doing an entire house top to bottom and you wanted a smart home, give us a call. But we don't do anything less than like an entire build out for a house, right?
Yeah, it's got to be worth it for you.
So otherwise it's within 30 minutes of Lincoln. And like I was mentioning before, we can do, if you're looking to have like a single like Ring doorbell or camera installed, we can do that. Usually we're more busy and not able to, but it's more like sections of your house or a specific system you want to do. But yeah, in general, just give us a call. We even if like somehow we weren't able to do it or it's outside of our scope, we love to have a group of references of people that can. And there's been plenty of people that have called that I've just been able to give advice to for 5-10 minutes and tell them, go buy this thing. We don't provide it, but you can definitely do it.
Addison and I are both, we met through a local networking group here in Lincoln. We both have the same value as far as, or mission value, we'll call it value, to bring value to our potential clients, past clients, current clients, even if you don't choose to go with us.
Exactly.
Addison would be more than happy to talk to you for 5 minutes about if you had a quick question on your Ring camera. Obviously, the end goal is to get business, but at the same time, we both know if we treat people right and bring value to them, it'll all come back to us.
Exactly.
So what is the best way to reach Simply Smart Homes if someone does want to call you?
So you can you can hit us at our website. It's simplysmarthomes.com. That's the easiest way. There's a contact form right there on the main page and all the other sub pages you go to. You can always call us too. So our phone number is 402-325-1520. I'm so happy I have that memorized now.
There you go.
New phone from a while back. Anyway, but yeah, so you can call us there and you can pick up me or my employee Eddie, and one of us will get to you. And then you can email us. Like mine is addisonc@simplysmarthomesne.com.
That's ADD.
ADD. ISON.
Yep.
C for Collingsworth from the last name. And yeah, you can email us there too. Or easier, honestly, just info@simplysmarthomesne.com.
So we're giving you all the info.
Yeah.
If you have any questions on security, any smart home devices, they're here to help. He's been very, very helpful in our groups. He's helped, answer what I would call a dumb question. But like he would say, there's no dumb question. So we're here to help you. If you guys have any questions, I will also drop the information below the video in the description as well. So I'll give us a phone number, website, and all that. So thank you so much today for coming in today, Addison. And hopefully we can bring some value to everybody that's watching us. So thanks again.
Appreciate it.